Ms. Livni, thank you for the interview and welcome to Greece. Can you give us an assessment of where Greek-Israeli relations are these days?
Greek-Israeli relations are very good these days, and this is very important, I think, for both sides, for Israel and for Greece. And I hope that we can enhance this cooperation in many different areas, like energy, like other economic fields. So I'm happy to say that this is part of a new partnership in the region.
That was not the case always. In the past, relations were good, but not that good. That changed around 2010 with George Papandreou. Then the Prime Minister that followed, Mr. Samaras, continued, and now the present Prime Minister continued. So is that a solid relationship? Do you feel Greece and Israel are on the road that will be
yes, I believe so. I believe that this is something which is needed. We are living in a changing world. And I believe that these are times in which states, leaders, organizations that understand what are the challenges and we have mutual challenges need to work together. And since we are neighbors, and therefore I really express my appreciation and support for any enhancement and deepen the relationship.
Trying to be a little more specific on, there's exchange of intelligence, there is military cooperation, there's also the energy side. Can we take these, let's say, three sectors in the military-security area? Is there something
these are exactly the topics that usually we are not discussing. Because these are something that need to be dealt, it's not part of it's part of an understanding that what are the challenges that we both have, and we need to cooperate. That's it, and we have trust.
That's interesting and that's important. What's the added value that Greece brings to Israel, and vice versa, that Israel brings to Greece?
I think that when it comes to, and I say so also as the former foreign minister of Israel, when it comes to relationship between states, it's not always about I'm giving something, getting something. It's about being part of a camp, I believe, of more pragmatic, moderate states in the region, democracies, understanding that we are facing changes, that we are facing threats, that we need to work together. And therefore, the more we can have more alliances like this helps. Now, when it comes to this part of the Mediterranean, and you have Israel, Greece, Cyprus, we have all the conditions to work together, and I believe that this is something that it's not a beginning of friendship, because we have good relations in the past as well. But this is something that, as you said, is growing, and this is something that all of us are really support.
On the energy sector, there's a lot of talk of cooperation, including Cyprus, gas, Israeli, Cypriot, Egyptian. There's a lot of discussion about all the elements. But the issue is where it goes. Will it go through Greece, LNG, Turkey?
Yeah, I know. This is part of a discussion now that I will not enter into.
How do you see the developments? Which is interesting because we're talking about possibly, financially huge amounts.
Yeah, this is something which is new to Israel, because for many years Israel was a state without any natural resources, and now we found it. We found the gas, and this is something that now Israel is dealing with its neighbors. What is the best way to use it? So this is now part of the discussions that the Israeli government is holding, so I don't want to enter into this.
And also a question about the Egyptian role, because Greece has two trilateral cooperations, one with Cyprus and Israel, one with Cyprus and Egypt. Do you see these four countries being, because Egypt and Israel also have a certain good relationship, especially in the last few years?
Yes, Israel and Egypt, we had good times and bad times. And Egypt is a state that belongs, to the Arab League. And for many years we had a situation in which the Israeli-Palestinian conflict affected the relations between Israel and Egypt, and Israel and other states in the region. But during the years we made peace with Egypt and peace with Jordan. And these are two states that are the anchor of good relations. I hope that it would be better. But unfortunately, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict affects the public opinion in these states. So we are cooperating. There is also an understanding that we are all part of the same camp. As I said before, especially Israel and the Arab states, we are facing the extremism, we are facing Shia and Sunni, extreme radical terrorist organizations that are threatening all of us. So when it comes to understanding not only the nature of the challenge, but the need to cooperate. And I highly respect the way President Assisi is taking the situation and making decisions. And as I said before, unfortunately, since we have good relationship now, it could be better, it should be better, it should be real implementation of peace, something that we don't have right now. So I hope for the future that it would be better. But as I said before, we always have this shadow of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that affects, unfortunately, the relations.
And does Turkey play a role in this puzzle, or how do you see Turkey given the difficult relationship of President Erdogan with Israel, with Egypt, with Greece, given our issues?
Okay. Now the puzzle is becoming more complicated, because on one hand you have Egypt and Turkey and other states that are connected about what would be the influence on the decisions that are being made by the Arab world on one hand, or the Islamic world on one hand. On the other, with Turkey we had also in the past very good relations. After the event of the Marmara, of the flotilla who tried to come to Gaza, we had a clash, and a few months ago the decision was to reconnect, and now the relationship are good. But as I said before, the more there will be an understanding that Israel is a state that can contribute to this camp, to this region, without focusing on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, this would be better. Because in the past, as I said, Erdogan insisted in helping Hamas in Gaza. Now Hamas is a terrorist organization. They represent the conflict from a religious perspective, not even a national perspective. So it's not solvable with them. And they are using terror and violence. And from our perspective, supporting them was something which was unacceptable for us. And therefore, the more we can enhance the relations and work in terms of economy, as you said, energy and other aspects, this would help to keep what I call the camp of moderates, or the camp of pragmatics in the region, the democracies in the region, with all the difference that we have and we have.